Welcome to Easy 3 Sport Production. I'm your host, Suttles, and before we get started, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that sub button. Make sure you click that like. It costs you absolutely nothing to do. Make sure you turn on your bell notification so you can stay up to date with all this Fire Giant content. And make sure you put your comments in the comment section. I want to hear what y'all got to say about this particular subject. So without further ado, let's get it. Welcome. We are talking draft talk. I mean, the draft is 3 days away. Everybody's excited. We want to know exactly who the Giants are going to pick up. Is it going to be Ekwonu? Is it going to be Evan Neal? Is it going to be Kayvon Thibodeaux? Even though they're saying that he probably dropped off of their draft boards simply because of his personality. Or is it going to be somebody else that we haven't really been talking about yet? I mean, there's a whole bunch of options. There's a whole bunch of players out there that will definitely help the Giants now and also in the long run. But the main thing for this regime is for Joe Schoen to get these draft picks right, because he needs to hit a home run with these draft picks with the number 5 and the number 7 pick. And I believe I may understand the way that they're moving. And from a little tidbit from another content creator, we'll definitely try to clear up the air and clear up the clouds of what we're trying to see. So, first thing I would like to shout out Online Big Blue Tim. He is basically the source he has a source that has been right for a good while now. And people's been calling him crazy, but he is always first on the scene, especially when it comes to these types of transactions. So this is from the source of Tim from Online Big Blue. Shout out to you. His source was saying that the Giants were the ones that may shake up the draft a little. You know, every single year is always that team that goes outside of what's supposed to happen and really shakes up the whole draft board. Everybody's draft board gets crazy and they really don't know what to do. It may be the Giants that may be the one that's going to shake up everything. And it got me thinking, if we really pay attention to what's been going on for the past couple of days, we may be able to see exactly who they're going to draft, especially since it's some guys that we probably haven't even been talking about. So these are my 4 candidates who I think that we may end up drafting simply because we haven't even been talking about him. The number 1 guy, Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. Yes, a wide receiver. I know a lot of people didn't want to see the wide receiver. A lot of people were looking more towards the offensive line, but I feel like that they love Charles Cross, and I feel like he's the first tackle on their board, and I really do feel like that they can get Charles Cross at the time that they're going to get him. So Charles Cross, I think 100% is going to be a Giant. I don't think anybody else. I don't think it's Neal. I don't think it's Ekwonu. I believe that Charles Cross will be that tackle. So that number 5 pick, I think they might go with Garrett Wilson. Nobody's been talking about the wide receivers because we've just been set in our ways. Like, all right, we got Kenny Golladay, we got Kadarius Toney. You know, we signed Sterling Shepard for an extension, so our receiving core is pretty tight. I don't think so. I think I've seen something a little bit today that they're also putting Darius Slayton on the trade block. They're trying to get rid of him before the draft and or at the draft. And we've already been talking about Kadarius Toney and how they've got him on the trading block. Now he reported to the voluntary workouts, which everybody said that, oh, it's not a big deal. But as soon as he heard trade rumors, now he's at voluntary workout. I'm just saying. But they're really looking to probably overhaul this whole wide receiver core because with Kenny G, you can get out of his contract next year. They're looking to trade Slayton. They're looking to trade Kadarius Toney. And they got Sterling Shepard on a short deal. They may be looking to restart this tool with the wide receiving core. And it would be nobody better than Garrett Wilson, the best wide receiver in this draft class. He's a big body. He goes up there. He gets the ball. Great route runner from Ohio State. He looks like the prototypical guy that you would need to start off a great wide receiving core. So don't count that out yet. If you hear Garrett Wilson name called at number 5, don't be surprised. The second guy that I think that may just shake everything up, Stingley, cornerback, LSU. Now, Derek Stingley is hands down the best cornerback in this draft class. So we've been talking a lot about Ahmad Sauce Gardner. I am not a advocate for him. I believe that his skill set does not reach what Wink Martindale does. He is a press corner, but he is also a zone cover guy. He is not a man cover guy. Wink likes to play a lot of zero coverage, one man, and cover one. Really no help over the top. You need a good man guy, and Derek Stingley is literally hands down the best cornerback. He put the best film together. This man has been guarding Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson every day when he was in college. His freshman year, it was probably the best tape that from a cornerback probably since Patrick Peterson. That's at the level that he was at until he had the injury. So now everything goes out on limbo. But even if he comes back 85 to 90%, I think that's a damn good corner. And I think that's what we really need when it comes to this defense, especially in the Wink Martindale system. The third guy, this is going to be crazy, but it may be Jordan Davis from Georgia. Now, this beast of a man put on a showing at the combine, and a lot of people really not talking about him because he's a defensive tackle. But we have to start to think. Wink Martindale, he knows how to generate pressure. And if you've seen Azeez lately, you've seen that he's put on some weight. This man's arms is looking crazy. It looks like he's looking to take that next level as a pass rusher. I always thought that he was a secondary pass rusher. Maybe he's trying to prove that he can be that number one guy. With Jordan Davis, if you draft Jordan Davis, he's that big plug. He's athletic enough. He's going to eat up double teams, and maybe they are not as confident in Dexter Lawrence with that fifth-year option coming up than we really think that they are. But the other thing is, too, if you got Azeez and he's turning into a number one pass rusher, if you draft Jordan Davis and he's able to eat up double teams, what did we see Leo do the last time when somebody else was eating up the double teams on that defensive line? He had 10.5 sacks. So maybe they're trying to unlock a little something when it comes to that defensive line with Jordan Davis. Or this fourth person, which I think that it may be crazy enough. We haven't been talking about him, but you have to look at Wink Martindale. Wink Martindale started out as a linebackers coach. Who is the best linebacker in this draft? Devin Lloyd from Utah. He does everything. He's Mr. Do-It-All. He can cover. He can pass rush. He can stop the run. He can do everything you need him to do. And as a linebacker, pair him with Blake Martinez, who's going to put him in the right position to succeed. And maybe he's learning from him. He may be our Devin White that we've been looking for. Now, he hasn't been talked about a lot. He is the best linebacker in this class, but he just hasn't been, talked about on the Giants front. That's another guy that may have his name called on Thursday. Now, these are the four guys that I think that may be called at the number 5 selection for the New York Giants on Thursday. Again, as I said, this little tidbit, that little clue came from Tim from Online Big Blue. Shout out to you again. That source that you had has been spot on, like I said, for the past 2-3 years. So I'm just taking it a little further with my thoughts on who we may draft. And those are the 4 guys that I think. So if you agree with me, go ahead and hit that sub. If not, I'll settle for a like.